Hi everybody!
Hi.
We're here next to Gunbower Creek in northern Victoria, and we would like to show you where we've been this past month and some of the sketches that we've made during that. Let's go look at the map, Elio.
Let's go look at the map, Genevieve. We've traveled 4,800 kilometers, about a third on dirt roads, and from ocean to marsh to desert to river, and then eventually back to the city. Let's check it out. So we started here in Melbourne. Before our whole trip, we did a day trip to this island which has penguins. It was really beautiful. And this whole area is coast and beaches. We made it back to the city, and from the city we went along the Great Ocean Road. So this is beaches, cliffs, and forests inland. We spent Christmas up here, and we continued along the Great Ocean Road, the coastal highway, up to the Coorong. And then we made it through wine country up to Adelaide, where we spent New Year's Eve. From Adelaide we went north into the desert, and the ground eventually becomes more parched and orange and strong colors. We spent some time in the Flinders Ranges forests, and we went as far as we could into the desert before water and gas ended for hundreds of miles. And then when we came down south, we made it across the desert again to this town right here on the border called Broken Hill. Broken Hill was a jumping off point to check out some ancient ecosystems like dry lake beds and also filled up lake beds. We spent some time in Menindee sketching and for my birthday. When we came back to Broken Hill, went down along the highway to Wentworth, and then this was the start of our river journey. So we've been tracing the Murray River, this gray line, which on this map is a yellow line, which is the border between New South Wales and Victoria. And we've made it all the way down to Koondrook so far. And from Koondrook, we're going to continue tracing the river, these like forested, muddy, beautiful area before we make it down to Melbourne. I want to talk about my road sketches. So I made these while Jen was driving, and I tried to capture what it was like seeing so many dramatic colors, because in Australia in the afternoon it's just amazing how light is playing on all these surfaces. They have the shapes as they're changing in motion across the road.
This is one of our highlights from the Great Ocean Road. It's Lockhart Gorge, where the ocean pours in here, whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. And there's these gorgeous stone cliffs, and it's this little bay that holds maybe 200 people.
And right here we have artillery rocks, and they're these bulbous forms that I think were caught in lava, air bubbles caught in lava that eventually were eroded and made this sculptural beach by the ocean.
Once we headed north from the Coorong, we started running into more lakes, but all of these lakes were pink salt lakes, where there's salt brine that comes up from below, and there's hardly any rain, but the water's always evaporating, so you just get super, super salty water. This is one of the sketches I've done at Menindee, where it's this brown water that's brown from all of the ash, and then these dead trees, and that's all you see. And so I've been interested in drawing reflections and shadows. And we went on a boat trip, and so there's like the ash brown water and the dead trees and green off in the distance, and it's a flooded riverbed. It's man-made to protect the estuary, and it's this really stark contrast on either side. And so we followed the riverbed, and then sometimes we would cut across the floodplain.
This was a really fun lake trip on Menindee. I did a lot of sketches too. This was on my birthday. It was a birthday surprise from Jen. And so we were these two artists sitting on a boat. Here are some of mine too. So similar to the road sketches, trying to capture the lake in movement. And I was really interested by the trees. These drooping, really rain-like trees over this placid water. And so in most of the sketches the water it's just a line. I didn't want to fill it all up. But it's not one color, it's always changing. So this is working in that.
And we swam out to some of the trees in the water, and there were all these little shrimp that would eat us as we swam, and it was scary and fun. And then Elio climbed up on one of those trees, one of the trees that looked like this, and there were tons of yellow spiders on the underside of the branches that he didn't see until I pointed it out, because he wasn't wearing his glasses. It was really scary.
I had to be brave on my birthday. So Jen and I went to the Mungo National Park. This was in that dry lake bed area. And here are some of the lines of land eroding away.
So since then, we've been following the Murray River. And this is the junction of the Murray and the Darling, which is the first water that we encountered that was not desert salt water coming down from the north. The Darling is full of summer monsoons, and the Murray is winter monsoons. And so the Darling is rushing and the Murray is not.
Mm.
And then when they mix, they're mixed.
Yeah. Here's a jungly scene from being on the Murray. It's this... It always feels like you've discovered the Murray River, since you have to fight through forests to get to it. And we've driven on so many dirt roads to get there. And then you look upon this placid river that's still moving in one direction. The current is really strong, but we've had fun swimming and avoiding lake shrimp.
And it's also totally brown.
Yeah. Oh, and this is one from right here.
And now a haiku of one of our favorite Australian birds.
The emu. Stage fright fenced. A frantic ballet to behold. Ballerinas in secret.